Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here and welcome back to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're going to be checking out the brand new Porsche 992 as part of the car pass. Now, this is the first day that this car has become available, so I'm very excited to check it out. There's already some really cool designs out there for it. There's a couple of fantasy designs, there's a couple of kind of, camo designs, there's a couple of sort of race-inspired designs, and then there's also a Nyan Cat design, which I'm not sure why that's there, but it's cool that it's there. Now, being that this is the Carrera S, there are a lot of color options for it. And you have, your standard silver, like kind of silverish white, black, red, yellow, and then it kind of goes on from there. You have this bright silver, which is really nice. Couple of different, it's weird. You have these, a couple of different, shades of black. You have a gray, multiple different grays, actually, multiple blues. This almost has a little bit of green in it. There's a lot of different colors, and we've even got this lime green, which is an odd color for a Porsche, but I really like it, and I like the fact that you have so many color options right off the bat for this car, and I think it's really, really cool. But we're going to run with this really bright silver, and I know that there's going to be people that are going to say that's boring and clinical and German, but it fits the car, and I think it fits the personality of the car. Now, what we're going to do is, since this is a brand new Porsche 911, and it's a car that we have really never seen before in the Forza series, we're actually going to go ahead and drive it in almost a little bit of a car review style fashion and see what it's like to drive, and then we're going to come back, do a full build, and see what this thing can do once we've actually got some power in it. So let's drive the 992 and see what she's all about. Oh boy. Oh, and by the way, we have to load summer because that's the whole reason why this car is available now, is because it's a new season. And the biggest
Speedster.
Yeah, let's let that load in and let her talk.
Crowds are out in force. Weather is perfect. Event
Close map. Thank you. Sounds like a 911. Get away from the festival so we don't have all that background noise.
You have arrived at your destination.
It definitely sounds like a Porsche. It's got that classic 911 sound. Not necessarily classic, but it's got the modern 911 sound that we all know. Now, unlike previous base Carrera S's, this one is turbo. It's running 18.4 pounds of boost, making about 435 horsepower, which is really healthy for one of the more entry-level cars, and it handles very, very well. Very, very well. You can just pitch it into a turn, get on the power early, and just ride the power out all the way through the turn. Really, really nice car to drive. And while the interior is a little bit, it looks a little basic, it's mostly just screens, you do have that nice central tack, which really gives the interior of the car a very kind of performance-focused look. We're going to go back to the festival now. We're going to build this thing. We're going to see what it's like and what you can actually do to it power-wise, because this is remember, it's a new engine for the Carrera S, so there's going to be a whole host of new things that we should be able to do to it. Now, conversion-wise, you can engine swap it if you so desire with a 4-liter flat 6. I'm guessing that's the GT3 engine. You can put a 3.8 twin-turbo flat 6, which is the 911 turbo engine, and you can put the 4.6 V8 hybrid, which I'm assuming is the 918. And that would be a hell of a drivetrain to pop into this thing. But we are going to, and even if you wanted to build a Carrera 4S, you could do that too, because you have the all-wheel drive swap capability. So, with that being said, let's see what we have for aero. We have, we have your standard splitter and wing combo, which the wing is way too small. I don't like that. Oh, man. I don't like that. That's way too small. It just doesn't look right. The splitter looks okay, but ooh, you can actually space the wheels, though. That's nice. I like the fact that they give you that option. So it's running sport tires from the factory. So we're going to throw a Horizon race tire on there, and we're going to bump the fronts up to 265 and 325s in the back. Factory is 305s. And then wheel style. Now, this is always very subjective on a Porsche because there's always going to be people that say, oh, keep the stock wheels. There's going to be people that say, it needs this type of wheel. There's going to be people that say it needs that type of wheel. We could go for almost like an outlaw stock, which I would really, really like to do that. I would really like to do that. And I know there's going to be people out there that are going to say, oh, those are so ugly. But they're really, really and truly, these are kind of like, they're supposed to be in the vein of a lot of, like, the classic style Porsche wheels and sort of the Magnus Walker thing. So, I almost feel like, not all the way out, but right there is just about perfect. Just about perfect. So let's build the drivetrain up now. And wow, with the gearbox, we could only go one more stage. Probably because, it has a Porsche PDK anyway. So we'll do the full race brakes, which are actually smaller than the stock ones, which is very interesting. We could do the drift suspension, or we could do the race suspension, or we could do the rally suspension and make it a safari car. I'm not going to make it a safari car. I might make one later, but the safari car is not exactly my main goal as of right now. With the race weight reduction, we're down to 2693, which is hilariously low. That's really, really light. And then let's get all of this power built up into the engine. I did not select that. I don't know why I didn't select it, but fully opened up race exhaust. We're already over 500 horsepower. That's crazy. That's really, really respectable numbers. Let's see. Race turbos, race intercooler piping, and now throwing the race flywheel at it. So we ended up with a final figure of 778 horsepower, 647 foot-pounds of torque at 2,680 pounds out of a Carrera S. That's crazy. Now it's it's a fully built Carrera S, but it's still a Carrera S, and that's really respectable for a Carrera S, I think. And there's not a lot of, those numbers used to be upgraded 911 turbo numbers. Now we're getting those numbers out of an upgraded Carrera S. That's crazy. And to think about the fact that, that you've got that much power is just wild. Absolutely wild. So let's give it a little bit more negative camber in the front, just a little bit. And I wonder if we tow it in just a tad in the back, just a tiny little tick. Soften the front sway just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then we're going to bring the ride height all the way down. And let's see, the diff, I'll bring decel down to like 55. Turn that front brake bias up a little bit, turn the pressure up a little bit, and there we go. Now remember, this is a no-aero car, so this is going to be interesting. But we do have big 335 section tires in the back to put all that power to the ground. But we are running almost 800 horsepower, so I fully expect the first couple gears to spin like hell. And they do! Dude, it's not sketchy. At all. It retains its character. It retains its balance. I wanted to spin around and go up here. But it retains its character. It retains its balance. It retains its composure. And when it does rotate, it's super manageable. And it technically still, it actually is really good about still carrying forward momentum even when it is rotating. Because as long as you catch it early, you've got basically, a ton of time to catch that rotation and control it. Now, we don't have drift suspension on here, so we're not running any kind of, crazy angle kits or something. But we still have a really, really well-developed suspension and chassis. It sounds really good, too. It's got a little bit of high-speed understeer. Oh, listen to that. Listen to the pops. Dude, the pops and crackles sound so good. Okay, I've had my fun with pops and crackles, but let's see if this thing will slide. And I know it's not going to slide, the best because it doesn't have a drift suspension, but we could still play around. Oh, wow. Play around indeed. This thing does great. And you know, I figured while we had the option, we might as well go ahead and throw the 918 engine in it just to see what it can actually do. Because if for some reason it's able to actually handle this much power, well, we're going to have to make it all-wheel drive to get it to handle it. But if it can if with some, you know, stroke of magic, if it's able to handle all this power, we may have a new, you know, insane machine on our hands. So let's throw all of this in here. Everything maxed out. I mean, everything. Race turbos, race intercooler piping. We are X-Class now. 1,441 horsepower and 1,347 foot-pounds of torque, weighing 2,900 pounds with the all-wheel drive system. That is bonkers, wild, mad, and insane. Okay, that is just ridiculous. So we are going to take this to the highway and see what it's actually capable of. All right, let's go. So let's set our route for just the beginning of the highway, and since it's close, I'm just going to drive down there and see what this thing actually has in it along the way, because I am sure it's going to be one hell of a drive.
When it is safe to do so.
Good Lord. It's so fast. The turn-in is still insane, though. That's the crazy part. Like, it'll still pitch into a corner at like 170 miles an hour. It's just doing 200 casually going up the hill. I downshifted too much. Blew the engine. Oh, we're going to need some rod bearings now. Whoop! Get out of the way! Thing is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Oh, brake. Maybe. Oh, no. No. Stay on the road. Stay on the road, Sammy.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
This is just all levels of insanity. Bet you the gearing is not going to let it get to its max speed. Bet you we'll have to, like, rework the gearing, but that's okay. Ooh, I want to try and launch it. I want to try and launch it so bad. All right, what do we say? Third? Oh, God. 3, 2, 1, go! $200 before the end of the first tunnel. God, good grief. So fast. Exiting the first tunnel at like 240 miles an hour. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's so nuts. I wish that little hatchback wasn't there. Okay, so it's like banging the limiter at 269. Good Lord. Okay. Let's see. What does it consider it to be now? 273. What does it consider to be now? 273.3. All right, when it starts adding like a decimal point, then you know that it's like... Okay, it's starting to hit an aero limit. 273. Yeah, that's... 273 seems to be kind of an aero limit, but good grief. So damn fast. And I knew that when I saw that that engine swap option was available, I knew I had to make a little extra bit of the video just dedicated to that. But again, hope you all enjoyed this build, and make sure you subscribe for more. We'll see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.